Alrighty, can everyone see my screen okay?
Yep, we can see it.
Perfect, so I know you're on a tight ship here, so I talk fast, so it should all work out pretty well. I'm sure we've given a little bit of a background into Openpath, but we're an access control company. So everyone is familiar with like white plastic badges, for example. So you walk out to a reader, it's like this chunky box in front of a building, you touch a badge, it opens an entry point for you. So we do something similar, but what we discovered is that there's a big problem with these things. First off, people lose them all the time. They forget them. One thing that's actually pretty interesting is you can make copies and clones of them. So this is a local grocery store where they have this key me stand, and you can actually come with your building's badge or with a badge in general and make copies and clones of them. So some of the founders at Openpath previously worked for a company that got bought by Verizon. They had to go from building to building to data centers, and they were worldwide. And that's kind of where that big stack of key cards that you saw Alex had came from, where he had 16 different badges or X amount, and he had to walk up to any given building and try to open an entry point. He didn't even know which badge it worked for. If a friend came to visit him, he had no problem giving that person his badge so they can go walk around the facility. Big security risks there. So we thought, maybe mobile is a good solution to go, and not even to start a company, but why not just create a mobile app or go and get a mobile app that people will keep their phone glued to their side. They love those things. It doesn't leave their side. They're definitely not giving it to their friend. So they looked around and they saw that there were some incumbents in the space. As you can see here, there's some younger companies. HID is one everybody is familiar with. But after doing some research, there's about 3 to 10% mobile adoption, depending on which company, across the entire industries. People don't really use mobile. And it was a pretty obvious answer as to why. Imagine you're walking up and you have to get your phone out of your pocket and twist your wrist and find the app and find the door. And if you have tons of doors, it's just a big issue there. So that was something that we wanted to try to get away from, to make it a much easier user experience. On top of that, for the administrator, it's very, very difficult if you have to buy a license per mobile phone. If someone gets a new phone, you have to get a new license. The list goes on. So what Openpath did is we came up with our own mobile app. We made it extremely fast. We run it over Bluetooth, over Wi-Fi, over your phone's mobile network. The fastest of those 3 signals will open the door for you. The other 2 just get discarded. So in the event of, Bluetooth as being your standard Bluetooth, it's still going to work. Even if Bluetooth isn't connected, you're going to get in no problem. So that allows you to work in that scenario. In the event that maybe the internet goes down, we are a cloud-based system, but that doesn't affect us in the least. You'll still get in through your cellular network or Bluetooth. And so we were very excited about this for about 2 weeks in our office, along with give or take the couple of beta customers that we had running around Los Angeles. After about 2 weeks, what we saw across all of our numbers is that people liked mobile and then went away from it. They went back to badges. The reason being is these thought cycles that you could see here. With a badge, it's 3 thoughts, right? Where's my badge? Pull up my badge, swipe my badge. But with your phone, you have to find your phone on your person. You have to pull out your phone. You got to unlock it, your fingerprint, your Face ID, whatever it might be. Once you do that, you got to close out of your app that you probably have running anyways. Then you have to find the Openpath app. Then you have to select the app. Then you have to find the door. You have to open the door. So it's just a lot more steps to success in comparison to a badge. So what Openpath has done, and this is a very significant game changer for us, is we've come up with this concept called touch, where an individual can just simply walk up to an entry point, they can touch the reader, and it's going to recognize that their phone is within range, a range that you get to define, and it's going to grant you access. So this is something that we thought was really, really big for us, right? Because now instead of going through all of those steps, you just bump the reader with your elbow when your hands are full and you keep on walking through. And that's actually taken as far back as you don't need the app open on your phone. So you can close out of the app on your phone and you can make it work regardless of the scenario, which we think is really, really big. So if you all recall that 3 to 10% number across our competitors, what we have is a 94% mobile adoption across all of our users, which we think that number speaks wonders. People can go into the app, they can use it, they can use a badge, and people choose to use our mobile app across the board in our scenario. And those 6%, maybe they're using a flip phone, we don't know, or they have a need for badges for one reason or another. And we do fully support badges, but it's just something that we think mobile really speaks for itself as the purposes is why it's needed in this world. From there, we were really, really excited about what we had with touch, but we needed to make it work in a variety of scenarios. Buildings are going to have more than just your standard door, right? They're going to have elevators. They're going to have turnstiles. They're going to have your high traffic front doors. They're going to have parking garages. So we needed a reader that can support all of these different items. So we have the ability to change the range of the reader, to change the setting of the reader to meet your security state. So in an elevator, we have auto proximity unlock. You simply step into the elevator. You don't even have to touch the reader, but it recognizes your phone is within range, and you can select the floor that you have access to. Turnstiles, you can make it extremely close, so your phone needs to physically touch the reader for it to open. Parking garage, maybe you don't even roll your window down, and you have a far range on auto proximity unlock, and the gate comes up. So the list goes on, and we've made this so it can support virtually any door that you can think of. On top of that, with mobile, what you get is a lot of unique features, one being this guest access link. So instead of making someone carry around a badge, or we're definitely not going to make someone download a mobile app to open a door 2 or 3 times, right? You have a vendor or a contractor coming, you know they're coming from 6 to 8 p.m. next Tuesday. You just send them a link that they can open on their phone's browser for that period of time. So a very special use case from that scenario. And then, of course, as mentioned, we do fully support badges and key fobs. So if there is a need for them, just know that they are completely out there, and it will work without a doubt. Last couple of slides here. And so you'll see, what if we have a system in our building already? What are my deployment options? So this is the pure Openpath deployment. We have our controllers, our brains of the operation that sit on site. We have our readers. We have cloud software. But you already have a very expensive investment into, let's say, a Linnell system. But you want to use Openpath. You want mobile. So a traditional system looks something like this. You have your legacy panel, your legacy reader. You have local software on site. With Openpath, you can put the reader on. You can put our controller alongside a legacy system so we can sit on top of or next to and actually have them run in parallel. So you're getting mobile, you're getting cloud, but you're not losing or sacrificing the reasons of which you tied into in your legacy system. So you can see here with that, you can now support mobile, and you can support the badges that have already been rolled out in the case of a large rollout, which we think is very special. And then the last thing to note, apologize for my much abbreviated speech here, but what do we integrate with? And because we're a cloud-based system, the possibilities are endless, and we can integrate with your building system, and I think that's a very important point to note, whether it be video, whether it be HVAC, whether it be the wireless lock handles, the parking garage, the elevator, and all of the enterprise-level applications that people are leveraging, G Suite, Salesforce, Slack, Nest, Cameo, Density, the list goes on. And so it's a very flexible platform that allows for a lot of very interesting integrations to work in your environment and also provide that future-proof wow factor that we think is very important for incoming tenants nowadays. And so,
thanks, Graham. Yeah, we appreciate you jumping in last minute. You got a lot in 10 minutes, less than. So thanks, guys. And, like I said, we'll be doing the follow-up email. I know a couple questions popped in, so make sure you look for Graham's email or you email me at Bethany@CREtech. But we're going to move on to cohesion. And so thanks, Graham, and the Openpath team. Really appreciate you guys jumping in.
Of course.